Britain does not need court order, diplomatic niceties to retrieve its detained citizen Nanmdi Kanu from Nigeria, Ejimakor. Ejimakor, who spoke on why Kanu is still being detained despite court rulings in an interview with Sahara reporters, said that though the Court of Appeal judgment ordered Kanu's unconditional release last year, the Nigerian government immediately indicated its intention not to comply with the rulings as it quickly rushed back to Court of Appeal to secure a stay of execution of the judgment. And the stay of execution is yet to be decided on at the Supreme Court. Hi guys, welcome back to Prospect Channel TV. Thank you for always coming out here. May God bless you all. If you are just joining us, please kindly subscribe and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. My people, still on the update, Nanmdi Kanu versus the federal government of Nigeria. Nigerian government don't refuse to release Nanmdi Kanu till now. They not going to release him. And this matter now safe. We not going to understand. These the same governments when don't rush go appeal court, can't go file state of execution order. Now they don't abandon the court case. They abandon and the appeal court no gree fit state. And all this one is just to make sure that Nanmdi Kanu never leave the DSS custody. You understand? It's all intimidation. Now, Aloy Ejimakor don't come talk and say Britain, it no need court order, whether diplomatic necessities to retrieve its detained citizen because Nanmdi Kanu na their citizen. So why is it that they are not saying anything about this? You see why I don't trust these people? I said this before now, that Nanmdi Kanu's abduction from Kenya will not be possible if UK government is not aware of it. And their silence is really very, very funny. Why are they not saying anything about this? This man is not with Nigerian passport when he was kidnapped, but up till now, they say nothing about his abduction. Honestly speaking, what is going on? Make we hear waiting barrister Aloy Ejimakor, one of Kanu's counsel, what is said concerning this. Barrister Aloy Ejimakor, the counsel for the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nanmdi Kanu, has said the Britain does not need a court order or diplomatic talks to retrieve his clients detained in Nigeria since June 2021. Ejimakor, who spoke on why Kanu is still being detained despite court rulings in an interview with Sahara reporters, said that though the Court of Appeal judgment ordered Kanu's unconditional release last year, the Nigerian government immediately indicated its intention not to comply with the rulings as it quickly rushed back to the Court of Appeal to secure a stay of execution of the judgment, and the stay of execution is yet to be decided on at the Supreme Court. He, however, noted that notwithstanding the stay of execution by the Nigerian government, Kanu is still entitled to be released on the authority of the judgment of the Federal High Court sitting in Umuahia, the Abia State capital, which ruled in October 2022 against the arrest and detention of Kanu. Ejimakor told Sahara reporters that the arrest and detention of the applicants Kanu in Kenya, or can we say kidnap, is continued detention in Abuja, is subjection to physical and mental trauma by the respondents, the federal government, the inhuman and degrading treatment meted out to the applicants amount to a brazen violation of the applicant's fundamental rights to dignity of his person and threat to life. To be sure, I personally secured this victory, and there is no stay of execution of the judgment. So a law-abiding government should have, without more, obeyed it by freeing Kanu from detention, he said. On the international front, Ejimakor said that he is directly handling Kanu's brief before the British authorities, including the British High Commission in Nigeria and the legal action filed by the Bin Marns law firm in the United Kingdom. I am the counsel directly handling Kanu's brief before the British authorities, including particularly the British High Commission here in Nigeria and the legal action filed by the Bindmans law firm in the United Kingdom. Enormous progress has been made on both fronts, yet, in my candid opinion, Britain does not need a court order or diplomatic nephitics to retrieve her renditioned citizen from Nigeria because in May 2021, Kanu entered Kenya as a Briton, not a Nigerian. Under international law, as it applies to the nationality of persons and passports, Kanu's manner of entry into Kenya on a British passport created a tripartite immigration relationship between UK, Kenya and Kanu. Nigeria was not a party and therefore has no legal right to breach into Kenya, adopt Kanu, and rendition him to Nigeria, he said. Ejimakor further said that regarding other international bodies, I directly worked with the Anthony Bruce firm in the quantum legal work that went into securing the landmark opinion issued by the United Nations Human Rights Council calling for the unconditional release of Kanu. The opinion has a deadline of 22nd January 2023, and given that Nigeria did not comply, we have escalated it to the higher organs of the United Nations, which possesses the coercive powers to compel compliance. Additionally, as far back as July 2021, I filed a complaint with the African Union, the grant of complaint, Kanu's ordinary rendition, which happened to be grants of another pertinent suit in Kenya. Both are still pending. Ejimakor also debunked reports that Kanu discussed with him his plan to overhaul his legal team due to his continued detention despite the ruling of the Appeal Court. Ejimakor was reacting to report that the IPOB leader was reportedly planning to reshuffle his legal team over his continued detention in the Department of State Services DSS custody. The report added that as a commencement of the overhauling of the legal team, Kanu had a meeting with Ejimakor and instructed him to ask the legal team to return his case file to him without further delay. However, Ejimakor told Sahara reporters that during his meeting with Kanu on Monday, the IPOB leader neither discussed anything relating to overhauling his legal team, nor talked of sacking any of his lawyers. Speaking entirely for myself, when I met Nanmdi Kanu last Monday, he never discussed anything relating to overhauling his legal team, not to talk of sacking any of his lawyers. I was with him for over 2 hours, and he never suggested or even indirectly hinted at taking such a step. However, I cannot say whether such a matter came up on Thursday when he met his 3 other lawyers, of which I was not among, he said. I'm dropping it here. Kindly share your thoughts below the comment section. Thank you very much. Bye for now.